Welcome back to the Long Roof Factory. Last episode on the BURRITO bus. We were very, very close to getting it started, but we couldn't quite get there. The main reason being that this legend right here has been a very busy man, and we couldn't get the stars to align, have everyone here. Now, unfortunately, Timmy's not here, but we're going to get him on FaceTime later. But we're ready to start the car. Kai has been doing the night family motorsport thing and configuring the Nexus R5. We've got water in, all the fuel systems plumbed up, we've got earth points welded on, everything's ready to go. We have fire extinguishers ready because, I shouldn't say that, but that's just the precaution you take when the first start things happen. So now it's set some timing and pretty well maybe I'll get Kai to talk through what the process we go through here anyway. Big block, big engine, big turbos.
Big block, big turbos, big injectors, all the good stuff. Yeah, first things first, this will be first power up with 12 volts to the ECU and all the electrical system. So what we're going to do is, before we start cranking it and stuff, we're going to go through it front to back. We're going to confirm every input, every output on the ECU to confirm they all work and everything is look like it's calibrating, reading plausible values. Then we'll go through and we'll start to do the boring stuff. We'll prime the back fuel system. We'll set the petrol fuel pressure. We'll make sure we don't have leaks on every step of the way. Then we'll start moving through. We'll eventually get to the point where we put a timing light on it and we'll check check the coil's fire and we'll check that the ignition timing's in the ballpark. Once everything checks out, it doesn't have fluid leaks, all the sensors are reading, the outputs are working, we'll then probably turn the injectors on and we'll see if it wants to make noise.
Sweet as. Right on. Well, you do your thing, mate. I'll follow you around with the camera.
All right, let's do it.
And Geordie will stand over there looking mighty fine.
Who put these fuel pumps in such a convenient location? Oh wait,
This doesn't look ideal.
that was me. So first mishap is actually I wired up these pumps and I have actually wired them backwards. I'm sorry, one of them's backwards. So turned the pump, I cycled the pump and it was really, really noisy. And I went, that doesn't sound properly, that doesn't sound good. So
Just blowing air back behind itself.
yeah, rotating the pump backwards. So now it is getting there. But yeah, someone put the pumps in a really good location.
You sort of do have grounds to blame me, I suppose.
Nah, because I put the wires on.
I put them on the pump. You put the terminals on the wires.
No, but I had it wired up or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Geordie's fault, it's not my fault. Can't blame anyone. No.
That's all good.
Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, same button again, Link, press
Yep.
that. We've stepped through basically all the sensors. We're now stepping through we've done a couple of the outputs as well. We've found some stuff with the fuel pumps. We've fixed a couple of leaks. We've confirmed the float switch works in the front. We're getting ever so closer to seeing if this thing will synchronize. It's probably about where we're heading. We'll calibrate the shifter now actually. We've got our assistant, Captain Shifter Mover.
Sell it to me, Link. Sell it to me.
And can we go to top?
Yeah.
So that's you can put all your stickers and shit on. So this is your Parker and your low beam. So if you press it once, it'll be Parkers. Press it again, it'll be low beams. If you press it, that'll go off, right? So it goes like Parkers, low beam off. And then low beam's that one. So low beam on.
Yeah, wicked. Sick. Go indicators again. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. Go reverse actually, see if reverse lights come on. Oh, Timmy, my man. That's sick. Proper street car. Yeah. Pretty nifty addition. Timmy's added in this start button here for, well, it's for a big block thing for when you're checking valve lash and shit. Just to flex a little. Nah, it actually is a really good idea. So we're just checking trigger sync now. So
Yeah, crank it.
sweet.
I'm just going to do
I couldn't shit either, to be honest.
I could from this angle.
You could. I thought I saw 10, but I couldn't see a yellow mark.
I think because I've painted it yellow too, it's probably not that contrasting to call it like raw aluminium.
Maybe we need to turn these lights up or something.
Yeah, actually, it probably would. Mood lighting.
We want some time alone with the big block.
Where's the disco light?
Where's Massinho with his Ugg boots?
Righto, far away.
I feel probably 20.
20?
Before though now, eh?
Yeah. I moved it, so
Yeah.
it should be, because we're locked on 20. So it's pretty close to 20.
Yeah, I reckon.
Well, it's trying to be 20.
Man, I couldn't pick that up, eh?
It's hard.
My eyes didn't register that.
That's all right. Like, once you get it run, it'll be 10 times easier to see it.
Water park and a disco.
We need more water. That's so cool. Electric water pumps are awesome, eh? I mentioned last episode about the fuel pressure regulators, and I have made it work. We have got one return bunged here. This is going to change, and I'm waiting on female 180s to basically put the regs here. I'll do it in the future before we hit the dyno, and you can see. Wait, this is going to your dyno, that's right.
We will do the first shakedown on mine, but it's going to be, she's a little bit too much muscle for my dyno to hold back under anything but probably wastegate pressure. Honestly, it'll probably max the dyno out on wastegate pressure is what I would expect. But it's still definitely beneficial to, we want to run it through. So we will go grab the Pro Hub and stick it on a Pro Hub at some point to turn it up.
Can it break your dyno, like damage it?
Not so much, I mean, probably, I don't know. But we won't be running it there. We'll basically we want to run it through its paces on my dyno first. Make sure everything works, make sure we're happy with everything.
Yep.
So that way we're not wasting time when we go and, I think Joshy's maybe letting us use the Pro Hub, maybe? Is that what's happening? I think so.
Have they got a Pro Hub?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's what's happening, isn't
They
it?
got a spare Pro Hub.
Sweet.
That is what's happening though, isn't it? Maybe?
I haven't spoke to him officially about it.
But, yeah.
So
Well, there we go. There's Joshy and Matt.
If not,
Josh and Matt.
Where's that going? There we go.
Yeah, buddy.
That sounds so good, man. That's actually way quieter, eh? I thought it would be way louder.
I think it's fine, eh?
You got nothing else to report then?
No, everything looks good. Yeah, I just had to turn the EGT stuff back on, but it all looks sweet. So yeah, everything's red and everything's still not supposed to.
Awesome. Sweet. Kyle's got a bail. That is a great success. I was very nervous. I don't know if I showed that, but I was scared. Just a big dollar engine. I was scared that you weren't going to be here, and it was like everything, the responsibilities on my shoulders. But frothing that this is running, they're obviously still not ready for the dyno. There's still lots to do. There is injector leak from the race fuel injectors and the O-rings on the top of the rail there. So I'm going to pull that off, maybe pinch an O-ring, or... Did you do the rails?
Yeah, but I can't...
Like you can
they've
fight
been in
like
and
that.
out. No, they've been in and out 100 times, so...
Yeah. Cool. That's one thing to fix. I mentioned the regs. I want to change that over because it looks nice, but serviceability-wise, it's actually really hard to work with. So that's a thing to change. What else was there to change? Nothing else?
Not really. No, there's
Cool.
a couple little trivial things with water pump and stuff, but it's fine. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There was a few comments in the last episode too. Thank you for everyone's suggestions. We're only human and everyone makes mistakes. So stuff like putting a bracket on the filter off the mechanical pump is probably definitely a thing that can happen. Seeing how vibrative this thing is, solid mounted, it's definitely a thing. I still haven't changed out the radiator hoses for the 120 series, the nylon outer two, which is something that I want to do. And what else was there? There was something else. Oh yeah, we've got a Bosch e-throttle to weld on here. So that's another thing for when we're gonna get that done. I don't know. I have a quick unboxing. I've got a Raceworks weld on flange and a Bosch 40mm throttle body from Raceworks. I'm gonna have to pull this thing apart, but pretty well it's gonna be on the back here for more boost control strategies. Basically keeping turbine speed up and opening this up. General, that's how it works. Yes, that's a good explanation.
Yep.
So that's going to happen too. So lots more jobs to get done before we go and see Kaya. Don't even know if there is a date yet for the dyno, but until then, we'll tick some jobs off and we'll keep on going. Sweet.
Nice.
First job to sort out is to fix this fuel leak. I couldn't find any obvious reason as to why it was leaking, so I just replaced a couple of those O-rings and it got it sorted. Second up is to replace the Haltech IC7 dash with their new UC10 dash. This new dash is absolutely awesome. It has the same mounting bolt locations as the IC7, so it's a direct replacement. All we needed was a few little adjustments on the column and we were set. Another change is to modify the location of the Go Fast Bits fuel pressure regulators. The previous layout worked, but it was just very tight behind the inlet manifold there, and when it came to serviceability, it just made it a lot harder to work with. So we swapped it out with a couple of 180-degree fittings and mounted them above the rails. This also made plumbing for the boost reference port a lot easier, which has been done in Raceworks Dash 3 stainless steel fittings. Last but not least, a couple of screamer pipes made out of some 2-inch stainless steel. More on my welding skills later in the episode.
Today is the day we're hitting the dyno with the Burrito bus. We've tidied up a bunch of stuff in the engine bay. The biggest thing probably is the fuel pressure regulator setup. The way I had it before, it worked, but it was very crammed behind the inlet here. So I've changed it around. We've got some 180-degree fittings now supporting the regs above the rails. I've also then plumbed the pressure ports with Dash 3 AN. So that is sorted. We do need to do a bit of schminging to set these both at the same rate. So basically we'll block one off, set the fuel pressure, block that one off, and then set the other one so that they're both at the same level. They're also joined, so this whole system is kind of one rail. The reason why we're using two regs is that this thing at 7.5, 8,000 RPM, once it suddenly drops with the mechanical pump, it's still going to be applying so much fuel pressure to the rails, and the spring rates in these regs probably would be fine, but just as a precaution, we're using two. Also gives Go Fast Bits a little bit of data to use also. That is why these things should flow more than enough fuel for the race fuel system anyway, but that's why we're using two. The other thing was the wastegates, we've got them plumbed to atmosphere as they should be. So that's this 2-inch pipe from Ben Brothers. Thank you, David. New Haltech UC10 dash in there, which looks schmicko. I still don't know how it works. I've actually got to figure that out. Find the right button. So now we're ready to just basically throw it on the car trailer, yeah? That's it.
Make sure we got fuel.
Fuel, car trailer, fuel, head to Kai's and put it on the dyno. The dyno is a tool and you've got to use that tool correctly. So let's head to Kai's and get the wizard to keyboard caddy's thing. Man, you must be loaded, you're just pouring it all over the ground.
Testing it first.
A little bit of 91 for the burrito bus, nothing but the best.
Pull that Haltech sticker off, Mark. This safety one.
Yeah, I can now.
You're that kind of guy that leaves it on your fridge, are you, or what?
I definitely would. So do you want the wastegate springs out now?
I would, yeah, I reckon we dump them straight away, yeah. What's he up to?
Here's the pit crew unite. Josho's making an appearance. How you doing, man?
Hey mate, don't show anybody this. I don't do mechanical anymore.
Alright, so we're just about to set up the fuel pressure in the race fuel system. And so the way we're going to do that, because it does run a mechanical fuel pump, we're going to bring the engine revs up a bit just so that the pump is flowing properly. These pumps have a tendency at low RPM, you don't really see exactly what they're supposed to be doing. So we'll get it up to probably like 2000 or something like that. Then what we're going to do is we've already set this one with this regulator capped off, and then essentially we're just going to synchronize this regulator to that. We'll be able to tell when it's synchronizing, because if it tries to take over, it'll try and drop the fuel pressure lower than the 50. We've already set it to that. So essentially we'll be able to get it there and get both regs.
So that's doing it with both of them hooked up at the same time instead of bypassing. Like,
Correct.
the way I thought. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, that should work. And we've already proven the fact that we can regulate the fuel pressure with just one of these regulators. We've already done, because that's how it's currently being done right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that will work. So.
Someone didn't tighten up the fuel filter. It's fixed now. That or it vibrated loose, but I'm pretty sure it was just not done up. My bad. God damn it.
Alright, so yeah, we've been going through, we've set up a few bits and pieces on this. One of the cool things we are using the CAN keypads for specifically in this car is it does run two whole separate fuel systems, as you've probably seen. We have it on the keypad here where with the push of a button you can switch it from running entirely on the primary fuel system over to entirely running on the secondary fuel system. We do still use we have some other logic in there, so when you're cranking the engine up, it will fire up on normal pump fuel, and then it can automatically switch over to race fuel if that button is pressed to save you. A lot of the time, if you try and crank a car up with a mechanical fuel pump, it's not actually building any pressure at cranking speed, so it can be a bit of a pain. So we've sort of thought of that, and then like I said, we will be working on actually, it'll automatically blend as the boost pressure increases, but for right now, we've got it set up so there is actually a button there where you can just manually choose between the two fuels. So yeah, coming together so far so good.
And what's the knock limitations for 91 octane fuel?
91.
Mark just cheaped out at the Bowser.
Did he?
Yeah.
Has that actually got 91 in it?
Yeah.
I thought it does because, man, it is knock prone. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, we may just need to transition earlier and earlier, but like I said, that was like 6 inches of vacuum, so that was like still, that was nowhere near what I can throttle. That was like, that was in cruise conditions still, and it was, yeah. But like I said, I have taken a chunk more timing out of it, so we'll see if we can keep it happy. Yeah. Alrighty, let's do stuff.
98 octane, mate.
That sounded insane. 905.
What size turbos are these?
I'm telling you.
Bigger than yours.
I need to get some big. I just need to know so I can get
TDO.
80 mils.
TDO 4s. He pulled, it was old turbos off your Pajero, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. VNT.
Tell me all about it, Kai. How much... We pulled the wastegate springs out before.
Yeah, just to try and really be able to get like as low as it could go. Even that wasn't full throttle. That was we only got to a peak of 53% throttle, and it was making about 4.5 pounds of boost up the top, which is I thought it would. It's always going to make some, and yeah, it reeled off 905 or something like that. Like yeah, it was doing stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
that's on the race fuel too, yeah.
That is on race fuel, yeah. We but no, it seems alright. Yeah, it needs a bit of cleanup as we would assume. That was the very first pull, but yeah, it still looks good. It looks happy. Looks good.
Nice one.
Doing it easy.
Sweet.
Looks like, Mark, that lowest you could ever physically turn it down is still going to be lots.
We just won't put those wastegate springs.
Yeah. Well, no, we don't even need them.
We don't need
them.
So is that 100% throttle then, ramping up?
Yeah, I just jumped on it and it just instantly opened.
So it won't give you a reading on the screen? Bummer.
It would have had a reading on there if you were filming the screen, like very moments before it shut off.
Yeah,
but it won't print it off, no. Mark put a really big car in Mark put a really big engine in his car, and it makes lots of power. We're all shocked and amazed and surprised. So we've done a run on what we thought was no wastegate springs and no wastegate pressure. It made a decent amount of power. When we actually went back over the log, it was actually making around about 8 pounds of boost at the top of the run. We've actually just we just found that the wastegate pressure sensor here was essentially assigned on a different channel. So we've just done some testing and found that it was telling us there was 0 PSI on the wastegate, but I was skeptical if that was the case. And then we ended up just going back through and just doing some testing, and we found that it was assigned on a different channel, just an unused wire in the ECU. So anyway, that's all sweet. we've now assigned that, and we're interested to do another run in a second here. We'll just calibrate the boost controller while we're doing this. We sort of got stuck into just seeing if we could, what it was going to do without any wastegate springs in it, but then it was surprising us all because it was making so much boost. So anyway, we're going to go back through and we'll see what's doing. Otherwise, it's all looking great. It's, yeah, big motor does big motor things.
Sweet.
Can't even film the gauge, it's so vibrating.
Oh, the gauge.
So now you can just put down pressure on that.
Oh, well, first of all, we'll just calibrate the system.
Okay.
We want to make sure there's no pressure to start off with.
Yeah, now it's doing what we tell it to do. That's good.
So there's a bit going on with the boost control system. So that compressor and the back feeds for the air shift. It also controls, there's a dual solenoid. Can we get up in there? There's 2 Mac valves in there. And basically those Mac valves are, yeah, do that, sweet. Oh, epic film skills. One is an up solenoid and one is a down solenoid. So more boost, you add pressure onto the top of the gate, and then less boost, you add pressure to open the gates up. So that's all working now.
That is all working now, yeah.
Sweet.
So now we'll probably do another run and we'll see what it's going to do for us. And it still, you see, it still wants to rev, man. Yeah.
930, so less power, obviously less boost this time. It's good. Exactly what we're after. Hey Mark, I'll slap you too, JZ.
We'll chat about it.
God damn.
I've learnt that I'm not a very good welder. That last run, this tank, the pipe just fell off. I just fuse welded these together and I obviously didn't have enough penetration and it snapped off. So it's probably been snapped the whole day. We didn't even realise. But all in all, good day, yeah? Stoked?
Yeah, good day. Yep, it's verified a lot of things that we needed to verify. That was kind of the idea here. We knew we always said that we couldn't hold a huge amount of power back on here, which is exactly, I mean, we put down 1100 and honestly Mark was kind of like, that kind of proves what we were trying to prove here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It was like, we just wanted to make sure all the systems work, and that's exactly what's done. It has oil pressure, it doesn't have any weird issues, we're happy. Now we can either go to the track or onto a dyno or whatever, you know what I mean? I think honestly it'll probably go straight to the track because that's the kind of people we are. We don't race dyno.
Shakedown completed. So we can dry hire like a Pro Hub dyno for a power figure, but yeah, not really needed.
Not really needed, honestly.
From here, is it pretty well the track just pumps and boosts into it and away you go?
Well, essentially, like, other thing to take away from here is this car literally makes, like, basically 1100 as low as it can physically go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not even turning it all RPM at the moment. It's one of those things that, like we'll go to the track, we'll put power in where the car's asking for power. Essentially, this car will be probably primarily no prep is really what it's built for, but it'll go to a sticky track. It'll go, it'll come and hurt feelings wherever it needs to go.
Robbie said we can rev it to 8500, so
yeah, we were only going to 67. So.
This isn't your daily driver. Mark now has to pull the valve covers off and check lash, and it is a race car. You're going to have to service these things. But today has been very successful. It's not ready to hit the track just yet. There still needs a few things sorted out. It's actually, the front suspension are actually Kevo's upper control arms in the back because Mark hasn't got his shocks back in time. So that needs to get done. A few little things to tidy up too, but we will be hitting a track very shortly, and I shotgun front. So long as one of Mark's young fellas isn't in there with him. Keen as this car is sick. Stoked to be working on a badass car. Thank you, Mark, for trusting me with my skills, and I suppose it's got it out of your shed. So
That's been good.
and also just hanging out with Mark. Working on a car with your mate is fun. I absolutely love it. And always thank you, Kai, Night Family Motorsport,
No worries at all.
for the wizardry that he is. So thank you for watching another episode of The Skid Factory. Burrito Bus up and running. It hasn't really been the most popular video series. I think maybe because it's out of most people's reach, but that's why we film these things, because now we're bringing it to you. So there we go. If you want to support the show, you can buy some... I don't have a Burrito Bus shirt, actually. I'll link Mark's website. You sell these, don't you?
Yeah.
I'll link Mark's website for you, Outcast Automotive. You can buy a shirt to support Mark, or you can buy a shirt at theskidfactory.com. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the moment. Have fun. Drive safe. Cheers.
Coming to a track near you soon. Keep your eyes peeled for more content on the Burrito Bus. Thank you to Brendan Gallagher, Matt Dragon, AnthosGarage.com, Alexander Denton, and Lucas B for supporting the Skid Factory via Patreon. What's for dinner? I'm going home for some creamy chicken pasta. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. See ya.